You've definitely seen these symbols before, and you know that they're associated with music, but what are they used for and what do they mean? So these symbols are called clefs, which means keys in French, and they indicate which notes are where when reading and writing sheet music. In sheet music, notes are placed on and around 5 lines. These lines are called a staff, or a pentagram. The higher a note is placed, the higher its pitch. You can place notes on a line, below a line, or above a line. That's enough space for 11 notes. And then you can still add notes above or below the staff by placing them on tiny ledger lines. But that can get very messy very soon, so clearly there's not enough space within the limits of a staff to represent all the notes that exist. That's where clefs come in. Clefs center the staff around a different set of notes depending on the specific range of the musical instrument that the part is written for. There are 3 clef symbols used in modern music: the G-clef, the F-clef, and the C-clef. The G-clef places the note G that's above middle C on the second line of the staff. The C-clef places middle C either on the third or the fourth line of the staff. The F-clef places the note F that's below middle C on the fourth line of the staff. As you can see in the 4 examples, the same note, middle C, ends up being written in a completely different place depending on the clef. Therefore, the G-clef is useful for writing parts centered around notes that are higher than middle C, such as what a guitar, a violin, a flute, or a trumpet would play. That's why it's also called the treble clef. It's also the most commonly used clef. Conversely, the F-clef is useful for writing parts that are lower than middle C, such as what a bass guitar, a double bass, a cello, or a trombone would play. That's why it's also called the bass clef. These are the 2 most commonly used clefs, but in certain cases where we need to focus on the range of notes directly around middle C, we can use the C-clefs. The third line C-clef, or alto clef, is used for instruments such as the viola, and the fourth line C-clef, or tenor clef, can be used for the upper ranges of bass instruments like the double bass, the cello, or the bassoon. Now, in the case of instruments with very wide ranges such as the piano, there's no point in trying to fit the entirety of their range in a single staff using a single clef. So what we do is use 2 staffs joined together, which is called a grand staff. The top staff uses the G-clef and the bottom staff uses the F-clef. So the higher notes, usually played by the right hand, are written on the top staff, and the lower notes, usually played by the left hand, are written on the bottom staff. So to recap, there are 4 main clefs. The G-clef or treble clef, used for treble parts, the third line C-clef or alto clef, used for slightly lower alto parts, the fourth line C-clef or tenor clef, used for even lower tenor parts, and the F-clef or bass clef, used for low bass parts. That's it for clefs then, but if you'd like to learn more about the basics of musical theory, check out our other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Mixed Signals. Bye bye!